start with them first, and as they get older, like they have the decision whether they which way they want to walk.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know. Like at first, I kind of got sad that the majority of my listeners were like young, but then again, I realized
that's a positive thing.
But I realized that is a very positive thing because if you look at mainstream artists, a lot of their fans are small kids as well. But me personally, I'm not gonna want to have my daughter at the age of 3 singing Cardi B. Like I'm gonna look at her crazy. I'm gonna be like, "What you doing? Like, you better go sing some Old McDonald or something." Like, you don't need to be talking about bloody moves and all that stuff. Like, you don't know about this.
But like to go back to that, like now we older. You know, remember 10 years ago we was the future. We are the future, but we the future of like we the next man up to being like the lead the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, like, you know, working with kids and stuff like that, I see, you know, the impact that I give them. You know, they ask me questions about school and like, you know, what I do, and they get, you know, they be more inspired. Because I tell them, like, when I was young, I had people older than me, you know, give me different advices, you know, like, not all of them was perfect, but all of them gave me good advices, and it kept me, and it taught me how to be, you know, the man I am today, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of Cardi B, what you think about Cardi B? As a female
artist, me personally, I'll be honest, I wasn't her biggest fan at first when I saw her on Love and Hip Hop, just because it was just like, when I first started watching the show, I was like, this girl's real extra, like she's real extra. But then like I just kept watching the show, and I was like, as I know that she's extra, this is who she is. And like I started to have a respect for her that at the end of the day, like no matter what people said about her or what they thought about her, she stayed true to herself. So it's just like I have so much respect for that. And like whenever her music comes out, like she's kind of like Drake. Whenever Drake drops something, I have to go listen to it. Whenever she drops something, I'll go and I'll listen to it. And it's just to like kind of hear like where she's at, in the sense of like where her, you know, her developing process and stuff like that. And I think it's like, I think it's dope that, you know, she gave up the being on the reality TV to be real serious on what she wanted. And obviously staying true to who she is, because even within her music, she's still true to who she is. So it's like I have so much respect for that. So it's just like, me personally, I'll admit, when I first started watching her Love and Hip Hop, I wasn't her biggest fan. But as I kept watching, I ended up becoming a fan because I respected the values that she had towards herself, which was remaining true to be able to succeed and get where she wanted to be.
I like, you know, my fiance love her. You know, I feel like
my sister loves her too. So that's her spirit.
She up north biased because, you know, my fiance, she's from New York. But
okay.
With me, I respect her grind, huh?
She from the Bronx?
Nah, she from Manhattan. Well, the part she from Manhattan is close to the Bronx. So
okay. Basically,
I always tell her, like, whenever she get kind of hood, I'm like, that's that Manhattan Bronx like type stuff. But I always tell her, like, you know, at first I thought it was a joke, but I was like, Cardi B is like, she's really, like, she's good. Like, I heard her mistakes, and I'm like, this girl she could do hooks.
Yeah.
Now she's becoming like a Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like 10 years from now, she could be on that level with Drake and Snoop Dogg and all that. Like, you can't put them in a category. They just in this special.
That they can kind of just go. Yeah. They're open. They're diverse.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I see her going at it, like, you know, 10 years from now. And it's crazy because, like, I'm older than her about like a few months. You know what I'm saying? But
I think I'm older than her too. No, she's 25. Right?
Yeah, she was born 92.
Okay, no, she's older than me.
But you still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before we talk about the top 5 and stuff and close out the podcast. Do you watch sports?
To be honest, I only watch them whenever my family has them on. So it's just like I watch the Super Bowl. But I honestly, I just watched it for the commercials. Like, I'm not even
like
gonna
my fiance, man. My fiance, all the women in my life, my mom and all them, like, I just watched it for the Super Bowl. I mean, for the commercials.
And the halftime show. But the halftime show, I was very disappointed.
Why?
I feel like Justin Timberlake could have did a lot better. Like,
I felt like I was content with it. Like, I felt like, yes, he could have did way better. But he also, as a 90s baby, y'all should realize Justin Timberlake had a lot of hits.
He did.
Like,
I think that's why I was so like, because
Yeah.
I loved him when he was in NSYNC.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like when I saw it, I was like, this is what I was not expecting. Like I was hoping, like crossing my fingers if he's gonna bring out NSYNC and do like something. But
I was thinking that too, or Janet Jackson, but it was reports that she wasn't gonna come out anyway. But to me, what saved the halftime was when he did a tribute to Prince. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody in the hood was crying. I kind of shed a tear when I seen that, you know what I'm saying? Like when I seen Prince. So what I like to do in the podcast, I like to have like top fives, you know, towards the end.
Okay.
You said Drake is one of your favorite rappers. Before we have top five rappers, have you had any like female like artists that influenced you growing up?
Female artists that influenced me growing up.
Yeah. They don't even have to necessarily be rappers.
I know that a lot of artists that I used to listen to was Eve.
Yeah, Eve.
I used to listen to Eve. I used to listen to Gwen Stefani at one point. Queen Latifah.
Legend.
Little Kim, but it wasn't like every song, but it was majority of her songs.
Pretty much the old Kim.
Yeah, the old one.
From when she first started to like when we was in middle school. I feel like that was her last time. High school, and she still had her, but she kind of.
Yeah, she was. I don't know. I think she was trying to like find who she was again, because like everything was changing.
Mm-hmm.
Music, everything was changing, but it's pretty much it. Like now that I think about it, I listen to a lot of like guys.
Guys.
Yeah.
So I could just say a top five of not just because I remember I forgot who it was, but I think I broke it down. Top five. No, I never did a top five female.
No, somebody did that to me, and it was so hard for me because I was like,
So you don't have a top five like
females,
overall?
I have a top five like of artists that I like to listen to, but based on like their lyricism. But
So we could go by that, like by lyrics, because that's what my dad. Shout out my homeboy Ladarian. A couple of episodes ago, he broke it down. Like that was the longest like podcast like I ever did, like 3 hours.
Oh wow!
But he broke down each artist like his true top five, and he had like a top five lyrical. So you talking about lyrics as far as like overall just females, you know, you could do that as well.
Like I said, I didn't really listen to a lot of females growing up.
Mm-hmm.
It was mainly like guys. But
so what's your top five?
For top five for guys, I'm gonna say Biggie, Tupac,
okay,
Kendrick, Logic.
Go on, what's your fifth?
Hold on. Cause this is hard. Because it's just like, I'm between Eminem, and then I'm also between, I'm between Eminem and I'm between J. Cole. Mainly J. Cole because he's a storyteller.
Yeah.
And that's the way that I see myself too. Like, I like to tell stories. And then, like, with Kendrick, he basically, at least now, he talks more within like the politics of what's really going on, and like kind of puts that in there. And then Logic is just a beast.
No, I love Logic. I love Logic. It's a few people that in with Logic because of, I guess, because the biracial thing.
Yeah.
Explain your top five. So Biggie was is in any order or just?
No, just whichever.
So Biggie, you said first. Why Biggie?
Biggie mainly because growing up, when I used to get dropped off, my dad always used to have in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like going to school, or just always listening to, what was it? It was Juicy, and it was Juicy, and oh my God, I can't think of the other one right now, but I know it was Juicy. That was always the main song when we got in the car and we got out of the car. Don't ask me how it got to the front and the back, but that was just my dad. And then with Tupac, it was mainly Dear Mama.
Yeah, Dear Mama, yeah.
Dear Mama, and then California Love. Like,
classic.
I don't know, like it was just something about those two that it was just like it was two different songs.
Yeah.
And then like with Hail Mary, and then what was it? I know that they made a cover too, but it's basically That's Just the Way It Is.
Oh, it'll never be the same.
And
yeah,
that Changes.
Changes.
Changes. Like they made a cover to it, and it's crazy because it's just like even now when I listen to it, I was like, I don't know, it's like one of my favorites. But it's like it's crazy because what he talked about, between what him and Biggie talked about back then, it's happening now.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know. And then, what else did I say?
Logic. But I want Logic to be last.
Okay.
So you said J. Cole, Kendrick, and Eminem is like a, you don't know about J. Cole and Eminem is like a
Because with Eminem, me personally, it's just like I think the only rapper that's ever like tried him is 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. But like everybody else, Kendrick, I remember he came after him, but he came after a whole bunch of people. He came after him, he came after Drake, he came after J. Cole, he came after all of them in one song.
I mean, back in the day, Ja Rule came out after Eminem, but Ja Rule is a rapper, but Ja Rule to me is not.
Nah, I didn't. He made some good
he made some good music, but I remember he had the beef with Eminem. He talked about Eminem's daughter, and then Eminem went off. I feel like low-key, Eminem ruined Ja Rule's career than 50 Cent. A lot of people ain't talking about that, but you heard his response. You know what I'm saying? But
all I know
that's up for the debate.
Is that with Eminem, it's just like, you barely see white boys that have, like, the lyrics. Yeah. It's just like, you put him on any beat, like, now he even got a song with Ed Sheeran, and it's just like, just stuff that I didn't even think, like with his album that he came out now, it's just like, it's just kind of mind blowing because it's just like not that he's been quiet, but it's just like he's been doing other things.
So you like the album?
I like the album.
You one of the few people that I never heard the album because I'm scared because all the reviews. Maybe I would like it too, but everyone like that's like Eminem fans like got them like Eminem is my favorite rapper of all time. So like. I heard that it wasn't his lyrics. It was more of the production because him and Dre was always together. You know what I'm saying? Eminem had the lyrics, Dre had the production, so that worked. You know what I'm saying? Even Eminem would produce a song here and there. But why you think it was? I have to listen. Now you gonna make me listen to the album.
Well, me personally, it's not the same Eminem from 8 Mile from Curtain Call. Like, so it's just like if you're gonna go with that mentality, you're gonna be disappointed off it. But it's just something different in the sense of where like, he has like different genres joining him to sing while he's rapping. So it's just like
Ed Sheeran is dope.
Exactly, and it's just like I don't know, like it was just something different, and it felt nice to listen to him like. Basically, like, going into different areas that I'm pretty sure was scary for him. Like, my fans are used to this. I'm coming back out, with an actual project since God knows when. And it's just like, what are they going to say? But it's just like, I don't know. It's like, like I said, it wasn't like what I'm used to, but it wasn't something that I was like, I'm disappointed it's trash. Like, I can honestly tell you Drake's More Life album was trash. That album was trash. Like
so what? All right, this fun. Okay. This fun right here because More Life. I'm not gonna say it was trash. It was alright, but I like Views better. Views to me was Views brought me back to that Drake when So Far Gone, but mixed with like Take Care and stuff like that. Like it was like a mixture of both. For
me, it was a mixture of So Far Gone, Take Care, and Nothing Was the Same all together.
Yeah, all together.
And I was just like, dude, like that was the first concert that I ever went to of him when he came for the Summer 16 tour. It was the best gift to myself that I could have ever got myself. Like I was right there in the front, and he went way back to So Far Gone. Like within his music, Nothing Was the Same. Like it was crazy. But like I said, More Life to me was trash. Like I waited so long. I purchased Apple Music just to listen to the podcast before the album released. And it was just like, I've never gone through an entire Drake album where I would skip through it. I let it